Hello student, welcome to biology class, and from this video lecture we will discuss about the digestive system of human being. Means from this video lecture you will be able to understood the concept of digestive system in human being and the various component of digestive system along with their diagram and their respective function as well as location. So let us start with the topic, that is digestive system of human being. Digestive system of human being. So as the in previous video lecture or previous classes we have discussed about the nutrition in the living organism. So this topic or this video include the part of nutrition in living organism, which is the nutrition in human being, and the topic related to nutrition in human being, it is the digestive system of human being. So digestive system, as we have discussed the in this video we will discuss the component of digestive system. So the digestive system of human being consists of two main components. The first component is the digestive tract or alimentary canal. Alimentary canal or gut. So these are the name given for the first component of our digestive system. The second component is associated gland or digestive gland. So in the component of digestive system of human being, we will discuss about the various parts of the structure or the place where the process of digestion takes place, which is known as digestive tract or alimentary canal or gut, which is a long tubular structure which start from our mouth and into the anus. And the second component involve the associated digestive gland. Why we call the associated? Because the glands or these digestive gland remain associated with our alimentary canal or digestive tract or gut. So it is known as associated gland. So we will discuss these components in detail one by one along with the related diagram. So let us first describe or draw the structure which represents the various part of alimentary canal digestive system of human being. If we start from the mouth, so this one is the first part of our digestive system, that is the mouth. So in the first part of our digestive tract or alimentary canal, we will discuss about the mouth. And mouth is the structure which consists of a number of structure. The mouth can again divided into two parts. The first part in between the teeth and the lip of the mouth, this is called vestibule, and inside the teeth it is known as buccal cavity. So mouth open into the buccal cavity, and inside the buccal cavity the structure which are appear, these are two structure, that is teeth as well as tongue, which are also responsible for the digestion process. The tongue as well as teeth are responsible for physical digestion of the food material, which we will discuss in later part of video. The second part, the alimentary canal from the mouth open into a common chamber for both air as well as food. So from here on the nose, the air passing out and enters through an opening into the pharynx. So this second part is the pharynx, and pharynx is the common opening for both air as well as food. So pharynx is the common opening, and it may be again classified into three categories. The first part or the region of the pharynx where the air chamber opens, and that part is known as nasopharynx. The place or the area where nasal chamber open into the pharynx is known as nasopharynx. Then the area or the place where the buccal cavity open into the pharynx, it is known as oropharynx. Then the last part which opens near the opening into the here we can see two opening. The first is the opening for the food pipe, which is known as gullet, and the second opening for the windpipe, which is known as glottis. So the area near the gullet as well as glottis, or area near the larynx, the opening of air chamber through the glottis take place into the larynx. So in this area the pharynx is known as laryngopharynx. So these are the three parts of pharynx, which is the common passage for both air as well as food. Then after pharynx, the part of alimentary canal which opens through a pipe, and this pipe is known as the food pipe, or it is also known as esophagus. Food pipe or esophagus. And here in front of the food pipe or esophagus, there is another pipe travel along this esophagus, and that pipe is known as the trachea, which we will discuss in the topic of respiration, or when we will discuss about the respiratory system of human being. On that place we will clarify the structure which is known as trachea or windpipe. So then after pharynx, the next part of alimentary canal is the esophagus. Esophagus or food pipe. Then food pipe opens into a swollen J-shaped structure, which is known as the stomach. It is known as the stomach. So here the stomach is the next part of our alimentary canal after esophagus. Our esophagus open into a J-shaped swollen structure which is known as stomach. Then the stomach open into the small intestine, and the first part of small intestine, which is known as duodenum. The small intestine is divided into three parts or three regions: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, which is divided on the basis of its specific structure as well as specific location and their function. So small intestine travel downwards and converted into the acquired structure highly coiled structure, because this is the highly coiled small structure which is known as the small intestine. Duodenum is also the part of small intestine, but here the highly coiled structure represent mostly the small intestine. Then small intestine opens into a swollen or a tubular with large diameter in comparison to the small intestine. So that large diameter or the tubes with large diameter, it is known as the large intestine. It is known as the large intestine. So this is the large intestine with large diameter in comparison to small intestine. So it is called the large intestine. So the name which is given to the both intestine, that is small as well as large intestine, is actually on the basis of their diameter of their tube. In the case of large intestine, the diameter is large, while in the case of small intestine, the diameter is small. It is not given on the basis of the length of their structure, because the large intestine actually we can see with small length, while small intestine having the longer length. As the alimentary canal of human being or digestive tract, it is about 9 meter long. It is about 9 meter long, and out of 9 meter long, the small intestine covers about 7 meter. Which is the largest part of our alimentary canal, as we can compare with the total length of the alimentary canal. Then we can say that the small intestine is the longest part of our alimentary canal or gut. So after stomach, the structure it is known as the small intestine. And small intestine again open into the structure with larger diameter is known as large intestine. So small intestine with small diameter, while large intestine with large diameter. And here we can also observe an additional structure with the large intestine, which is present at the initial part of the large intestine, which is known as the vermiform appendix. It is known as vermiform appendix. So vermiform appendix is the part of large intestine. And then large intestine open to the large intestine consists of 3 parts: cecum, colon, and rectum. So this is the part which is known as rectum, where the undigested remains part of food get stored and comes out of body with an opening which is known as anus. So anus is the end part of alimentary canal and initial part is the mouth. So these are the structure which indicates the alimentary canal or digestive tract or gut. And the digestive system also contains the digestive glands or associated gland. So these are called associated gland because they are remain attached to the alimentary canal. So we will also discuss about the associated gland or digestive gland. So digestive gland consists of various exocrine gland which are present at different places in our alimentary canal. So first digestive gland, which is known as salivary gland. On the basis of the place, it is the first gland in our alimentary canal associated, which is known as salivary gland. Then the second salivary gland. So salivary gland is present in mouth. The gland it is present in salivary gland is responsible for the secretion of saliva in our mouth, which is responsible for the digestion of food or to initiate the digestion of food in our mouth. So it secretes the saliva, or the secretion of salivary gland is saliva. The second gland, it is known as the gastric gland, which is also or which is present in the stomach. In the wall of stomach or in the lining of stomach, the unicellular gland it is present or distributed. It is known as the gastric gland, and the gastric gland secrete the gastric juices. Secrete the gastric juice. So these two glands are the initially responsible for the digestion of food. Then after gastric gland, the third one it is known as the liver, which is the largest gland of our body. Largest gland. And this gland is present adjacent to our stomach and consists of two lobes, the smaller as well as the larger lobe. So this one is the liver, the larger lobe of liver, and adjacent to, or we can say that left side the smaller lobe as well as right side present the larger lobe of liver. And liver is responsible for secretion of this present adjacent to the stomach, and it secretes the composition that is known as bile. Means bile is the secretion of liver. So how bile secrete and go enter into the alimentary canal? So for that purpose there are a number of ducts. So the tubes or duct coming from both the lobe of liver, that is smaller lobe as well as larger lobe, and unite together to form the bile duct, is known as bile duct. And the bile duct is then open into a duct which is formed by the union of a swollen balloon-like structure, and this balloon-like structure is known as gallbladder. So gallbladder is an opening or is a balloon-shaped structure which joined with a tube with the bile duct. So after formation of bile, the liver transfer the bile into this gallbladder until they use or until they require in our alimentary canal for the digestive process. So the duct of gallbladder and the liver unite together to form a common duct which is known as hepatic duct. Hepatic duct. And then this duct unite with another duct of another gland which is known as the pancreas. So pancreas is a leaf-like structure Pancreas is another gland which is also remain present adjacent to the stomach, or we can say that it is present just below and parallel to the stomach. So our next gland is the pancreas, which is responsible for the secretion of pancreatic juice. pancreatic juice. And the pancreatic juice, duct of pancreas as well as the hepatic duct together open into a common duct, or with the common duct into the small intestine, or the part of the small intestine which is known as duodenum. This duct is called, the common duct is known as hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. So this is the common duct for the liver as well as the secretion of pancreas. Then after this place duodenum, small intestine also consists some gland, unicellular gland, which is present in the wall of inner lining of the small intestine. In the next part, that is jejunum as well as ileum. Mostly in the case of at the place of jejunum, because in the ileum the lining is mostly responsible for the absorption process. So the next gland which is present in the small intestine known as intestinal gland. And which is responsible to secrete the succus entericus, the juice which is secreted from the small intestine is known as succus entericus or intestinal juice. So these are the number of, or the 5 main digestive gland which are even associated with our alimentary canal, so they are also known as associated gland. And these all glands secrete their composition or their secretion with the help of duct into the gland. So they are known as duct gland, or we can say duct gland as exocrine gland. So we will discuss also the types of gland in next chapter, that is control and coordination, but here I only introduce you about the exocrine gland, because all these glands are exocrine gland. And after that, in large intestine or the part of the large intestine, there is no any digestive gland, because in large intestine there is no digestion process take place. So due to no digestion take place in large intestine, there is no associated gland present in the large intestine. So this is all about the digestive system of human being, in which we have discussed about the 2 components, that is digestive tract or alimentary canal or gut, which is about 9 meter long, and start with the mouth and end to the anus, which consists of mouth which open into the buccal cavity, and buccal cavity consists of teeth and tongue. Then mouth or buccal cavity open into the pharynx, and pharynx, which is a common passage for both air as well as food, open into the esophagus through an opening which is known as gullet, and then esophagus open into the stomach, and stomach is J-shaped swollen structure which store the food for longer duration. It means after swallowing of food, the food continue in the esophagus and store into the stomach. And the opening of stomach, it is guarded by the sphincter, which is known as the cardiac sphincter. Here there is an sphincter which is known as cardiac sphincter, which regulate the opening of the stomach and also ensure the backward flow of food into the esophagus. And here at the end of stomach there is also an sphincter which is known as pyloric sphincter. because in stomach there are four regions. This region is known as cardiac region, here the fundic region, here the body region, and here is the pyloric region, which is the part of the higher classes. Here you will only study about the stomach. So then after the food get stored in stomach, the food in small quantity get transferred into the small intestine. So the next part is small intestine, and small intestine open to the large intestine. Here one additional structure attached to the initial part of large intestine, which is known as vermiform appendix, which is a vestigial organ because it is functional in our ancestor and non-functional at present time or in our body. So these are the different part of alimentary canal. Then the associated gland or digestive gland. The first is salivary gland, which is present in our mouth or associated with the lining of mouth, which secretes saliva. Then second is gastric gland, means in pharynx as well as in food pipe or esophagus there is no gland present for the digestion of food. They are only responsible for the passage of food. Then the gastric gland, which is present in the lining of the stomach, which secrete the gastric juice. Then third, that is the liver, which is the largest gland present at the side of the stomach, and it opens and secrete the bile, which remain stored into the gallbladder, balloon-shaped structure, until it require into the duodenal part of small intestine for digestion. Then the next gland, that is the pancreas, which is present below and parallel to the stomach, and it secretes the pancreatic juice for digestion process. Then the last part, last digestive gland, which is known as intestinal gland, present in the inner lining of small intestine for the complete digestion of food. So here the complete digestion of food take place in small intestine. After that, the food get absorbed in the small intestine through the surface or inner lining, which is transformed into a finger-like projection, which is known as villi. The structure of villi we will also discuss in detail in later part of video. So this is all about the digestive system of human being. I hope you will be understood well from this video.